welcome to Soul Symbols. My name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Today is going to be a special reading. It's kind of a surprise one. I've been promising forever that we would do another pickle pile, and I'm being true to my word. We're going to go ahead and do this today. I decided to go ahead and do a love reading because we honestly haven't had one of those in a long time, and you know, between the How to Tarot and the weekly energy, I just thought we needed a little bit of love. So I went through and I have three oracle decks, and what I did is I went ahead and pulled some cards. I was trying for 2 cards and I kept getting 3 at a time, so we got 3 of each of the decks that you see here. We have the Hidden Truth Oracle by All Things Intuitive. We have the Twin Flame Messages, I believe it's Volume 1, by Mystic Moon. And then we have the Messages from the Divine Masculine, which is by Karen Burgess. All of the names of the decks are in the description box below. But what I'm going to do is in a minute, I will let you go ahead and choose a charm. I went to my handy dandy charms dish and I went ahead and pulled out 4 love kind of related charms. And I'll show you those in just a second. After I read your cards, and again, I pulled these cards earlier and I did not see them. A few of them wanted to flip out. I am going to be reading the ones that came out in reverse as reversals, and that'll be part of the read. To help clarify, I am going to pull out some dice. I have a conversation dice that has keywords on it, and then I also have the story dice by Rory Story Cubes, and all of that is also in the description box. So let me go ahead and we'll talk about the charms real quick. This first charm is actually a brand new one. I was so excited to get it. It's a little heart-shaped box of chocolates, and I know it doesn't look like chocolates, but on the back it says, "I'm sweet for you." And I just think it's so sweet. I love this charm. It's so pretty. And it makes me think life is like a box of chocolates. Love is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. The second pile is a little bit of a mending heart. I think this is the sweetest. You have a broken heart that has this adorable little band-aid on it. So again, you could, if you're drawn to the charm, maybe the charm has meaning. The last one, the third pile is a key charm. So maybe someone unlocks your heart, or maybe you want the secret, the key to love. And the last one is a really beautiful one. This one also is a heart-shaped charm. But what I think is so pretty about it is it has a little lock and it opens up. So it kind of means unlocking your heart or opening your heart to something. Maybe the 2 piles, the heart, the locked heart, and the key, I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and do a freeze frame and let you choose your pile. If you like if you're drawn to the pile, if you like the charm, or if you like the timestamp. If you need more time, please pause the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. Let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to keep all of the piles in order. I'm just going to move a few of them over here so we have space, okay? And then we'll... So the first charm is that is the new charm that is the box of chocolates, and on the back it says, "I'm sweet for you." And let me go ahead and I make my own dice bags, so I make my own bags, period. But let me go ahead and get the bags open. So I'm going to try to pull one dice from each. So let's go ahead and see what are your cards. So what it is what does your person want to say to you? So this is not a channeled message, but just, you know, kind of messages. So the first card is, "We will be together again." If I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices. "You are an angel." Oh my gosh. How sweet is that? Oh my gosh, guys. I swear to you, I did not see these cards. From the Hidden Truth Oracle, "We will be together again." And it's right under, that's literally the same message, right under each other. "We will be together again." Yeah, we're about to get into that. I hope that you can forgive me one day. And that's right under, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices. And "You are an angel." Underneath that, it's time for me to heal now. from your messages from Divine Masculine, and this can go either way. You could be inquiring about a feminine. Take it either way. The first message is, I want you now. I'm working towards our future, and please listen. Wow, guys, got some powerful messages. Let me go ahead and get your dice. I'm going to grab one die from each bag. Okay. And let's go ahead and, ooh, I'm going to leave that right there. Wow. Wow, guys. Okay, first off, I really get the sense that you are probably not together with this person. But this person is very, very confident. They are very confident that you will be together again in the future. You literally have, we will be together again. And right underneath both of those messages, and that's crazy, y'all. I shuffled these decks, and that's probably the only message that's in the same in both decks. But right underneath it in red is, I want you now. So you know what that tells me? It tells me that you're not together with this person, and they are a determined person. I'm getting a lot of determination, like almost with the box of chocolates too. It's almost like they're excited. They're thinking ahead to when they're going to bring you a box of chocolates. You know how on Valentine's Day someone brings you a box of chocolates and flowers, and or vice versa when you buy sweet gifts for your honey. I really get the sense that it's almost not even a question, it's a statement. It's not, will we be together again? It's, we will be together again, period, right? But what I'm getting here is that, I want you now. I think this person knows that they are determined that in the future, or when the time is right, they're going to be with you, but they want you right now, right? It's almost like they're eager to get ahead. They're looking forward to it. The other thing is, I get a strong kind of magician kind of vibe. I know there's no tarot in this read, but it's almost like manifesting. It's like, how when you use creative visualization, you say, okay, I imagine myself having this. They're imagining you. They're imagining being with you. They might daydream about that a lot too. Now, the middle is, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices, and I hope that you can forgive me one day. Underneath it says, I'm working towards our future. So I really think that maybe this person gave you an impression that they didn't want you. Either that, or they might have had to choose something else over you. And it really might have made you feel rejected, but in their mind, they're fully aware that what they're going towards right now, what they're working towards right now, will circle back to you. But I get the feeling like you don't know that, though. They know that. They're determined. But the other thing is, I hope that you can forgive me one day. I really think they might have had to make a tough choice, that one that might have really hurt you. Either that, or one that really might have made you question the relationship with them. Because I'm working towards our future, it's almost like they're, they had to do this. The other thing is that the sacrifice, I get this feeling like they felt like they had two choices, and one of the choices was you, and they made the other choice, and it's almost like the choice wasn't really. It's almost like it really wasn't the better choice. It's like, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made different choices, right? Or they would have handled it differently, right? And the other thing is that I think they really regret whatever they did or said to you. But I do feel like this is kind of a deep offense. This isn't a light surface level thing. I don't think that you just had like a small fight. I think something kind of big happened. But the thing is, we will be together again, and I'm working towards our future. Whatever choice they picked, whatever path they're on, they're seeing it through, and it's building some kind of foundation, but they're continuing on this path because they know, I mean, honestly, I'm getting a lot of certainty in this, that it's working towards a future for both of you. But I really get the sense like you don't see this yet. Like, you don't know any of this is going on. Or if you do, you're still back at the step that, it's quite possible you might not know what's going on. Like, the reason, I feel like a lot of things have been hidden from you. The other thing is that your dice is the little sleeping man. I think this person dreams of you, or they dream of being with you. Again, all this seems like, it's like manifesting, like I said. The other thing is that I do get a sense of, yeah, I'm really getting a strong sense that this is more in the person's mind than it is actually in reality. I think this is more of them dreaming and daydreaming than it is actual. But I definitely get the sense that either that or this person might have seen you in their dreams. That's quite possible, or they're seeing signs of you. Now, the last leg of this is you are an angel, and it's time for me to heal now. And also, please listen. Please listen. So I get the feeling, I do get a sense that, again, I do get the feeling like this, you're not together with this person, and they really made some kind of big choice that was away from you, that moved away from you. And I think that it gave them some kind of benefit, but I think it really did. It hurt you, or it did something to you that, I hope you can forgive me one day. And the thing I think is, with You Are an Angel, I think you took this decision with a lot of grace. I don't think that you're speaking to this person, but I don't think that you got all drama with it. I think you stayed real classy, and this person is like, you're an angel, you really are, the way that you handled yourself through this, and, honestly, the crap that probably happened to you, I feel like you kind of risen above it. I do think that this person also took a few hits with this decision, if I knew then what I know now. But I do also think that this person's trying to heal. I also kind of get a sense that this person might be a little exhausted, like they might be sleeping a lot because they're tired. And then with the please listen and the You Are an Angel, I almost get the feeling like this person doesn't want to, this person might be kind of not afraid to approach you, but kind of like feeling like they're not good enough. Like, please listen in the presence of an angel. It's like, okay, look, I know I put you through hell, but can you, they're healing, and they want to let you know that they're healing. It's almost like they've been on a journey too, but it's almost like they want you to listen to them. That's the other thing, clearly this choice is something that needs forgiveness. They think that you might be willing to forgive them, but this feels like a big deal, This isn't something that you just forgive and forget, right? But I do think this person is healing, and they would like you to listen. I really get the sense like you would have complete rights to pop off on this person, right? Like if they approached you, you could really tell them what for. But I think that they know that that's not your style, that you're not that type of person. And they're really kind of imploring you, that they're healing, that you're not the only person who got hurt in this. They probably hurt themselves, and that they would like you to please hear them out. But for their title, they got Father, and they got Father in reverse. So honestly, guys, I kind of read that in one of two ways. I kind of, with that being in the reverse, I kind of think, and not to put that back, but I kind of, to say it this way, I kind of get it as like a bad role model, kind of like a bad father figure. Maybe they feel like they're not a good father if they have children, or that they wouldn't make a good father. But here, I'm really getting more of a sense that they might have had some not so positive male role models, either that or that they don't know how to be a father. They don't know how to be a father, or how to be... I don't want to go so far as to say that they don't know how to be a good man, if this isn't a male that you're asking about. But I do get the sense that I do think that it also plays into it that maybe they didn't have, and it wasn't that they had a bad father, it's just I don't think that they had the strongest role model. And a lot of times when you go through life, you end up making mistakes because you were never really shown the right way to do things. It's not to blame or pass off the bad behavior. The bad behavior is the bad behavior. You should grow from it, not make it an excuse. But yeah, I'm kind of getting that impression that maybe that there's something about male role models that really plays into this, and some of this needing to forgive, you know, and making different choices. But wow, guys. But yeah, so that's your read. That's crazy. We will be together again came up twice. Right, one right under the other. That's insane, I tell you. And I always say it, you know, look at how many decks, look at, not how many decks. Please don't look at how many decks I have. Look at how many cards are in each deck. I mean, it's you know, it's not, I don't cherry pick my cards. I really don't. So, second pile, you got the little mending heart. I really do love this charm. It's a very pretty charm, and it's very positive. It's not just a broken heart. It's a healing heart. So my healing heart peeps, let's see what's your message from your person. And this can be, you know, just apply the genders as they resonate. I'm going to go ahead and just put them down. And these two cards did come out in the reverse. So I'm going to read it that way. Okay, so the first deck, the first card, you feel like home to me. And underneath it, we have I lost myself for a little while in the reverse. And things will change very soon. So, wow, guys, I really do get the sense that I do think that with your charm alone that you've probably been through a little bit of heartbreak with this person. This person, this person sees you as home. And oh my God, when we get to how many cards and these two came out next to each other? Oh my God, guys, I shuffled like really crazy, mad shuffling. But when I see I lost myself for a little while in reverse, I get the feeling as if this person is still lost, right? I think this person is healing too. I think you're both healing. Because it's two halves of one heart, right? But I think this person is still feeling a little bit adrift. I don't think they're completely healed yet, but I think they are telling you that they're coming to the end of that healing process. That I think they have been feeling lost, but they're starting to gain clarity. I think they're not completely out of the woods yet, but they're getting there. They're almost there, and they're saying, you know, things will change very soon. So I really do think that, you know, just, you know, the other thing is, I think that's that's one of my favorite cards in this deck, is that you feel like home to me, because where do you always go when times get tough, or after you've been on your journey? Where do you go? You come back home, right? And you are this person's home. Now the second one is, oh my gosh, and tell me this does not resonate. And again, I mad shuffled these cards. My mind and my heart always comes back to you. My mind and my heart always comes back to you. So I do think that this person's been on a little bit of a journey. I think it was a journey they had to go on. I think they really had to lose themselves for a little while. You ever heard the expression, you lose yourself to find yourself? But I do think that this person still is, if you've ever gone on that journey of the soul, you know, all of us have kind of done it at one point or another in our lifetimes, but where you kind of have to, you feel like something's missing and you have to go find it, you know, that kind of feeling. And but so here, you know, my mind and my heart always comes back to you. I mean, wow, guys, that's beautiful. You feel like home to me. My mind and my heart always comes back to you. And then underneath that, we have just being near you is intoxicating, and it's reversed. So you know what that tells me? That really tells me that this person is trying real hard to stay away from you. I don't think, you know, sometimes when you see a card in reverse, you could say, oh, okay, I don't find you intoxicating. I don't read it that way. I read it as almost like the extreme. Like when it says, when mind and heart, my mind and my heart always comes back to you, I think this person's trying to stay away from you. They're trying their best to stay away from you. And I think it's because they do still feel lost. I think it's one of those things where they don't want to promise anything that they can't deliver. And they're still feeling adrift, right? They're still searching for something. So they don't want to come back in or come back to you if they can't really step up, right? But I do think that you have a very strong magnetic attraction, that that they're fighting tooth and nail, because they want to come back to you. They always come back to you. You feel you're their home, but they're pushing down those energies. And oh, look at this, guys. Underneath it says, I'm making the effort. And you know what that almost makes me think? I don't think they're making the effort to approach you. I think they're making the effort to stay away from you. And it isn't because they don't love you. It's because, I really think it's because they love you too much. Let me go ahead and get your dice. I almost forgot. I wouldn't have, but let me go ahead. Okay. Wow, we got art upside down, and we got someone counting money. So we'll see that in a minute. Okay. Now, the last column we got, would you reject me? Oh my gosh, guys. And underneath that we have, I want to feel that way again. And beneath that, it's, I'm so excited. um, so I honestly think what it is I really get the thing, I feel like with I'm so excited, I think they get excited at the thought of reconciliation, but they are, because again, I feel a great gravitational pull in this pile. But, they want to come back to you when they're able, when they know that it's right to, right? When they're not playing anymore. I don't want to say anyone's playing games, but until someone has themselves straight, I lost myself for a while, you don't want to be coming to someone unavailable, right? Get your stuff together, get your stuff together. And then, approach someone. But I do think that, again, with the bandaged heart, I think you've both really taken a few wounds from this relationship. And it doesn't mean it's a bad relationship. It just means that you've both been hurt. And I do think that, I think you have grounds. Like, I really do think that you would, that you have the reason to reject this person. They maybe have not treated you the best. And they're really afraid that you would reject them if they did. The other thing is, I do also feel that they are a little bit vulnerable, and if they come back to you in a vulnerable state. The other thing is, I want to feel that way again. They really do. Again, you feel like home. I really do think that you stand above. You are different than anyone that they've ever met, and you're special. You're rare. And I think that, they want to feel that connection that is home to them again. I think it's a very important part to them. But I'm so excited. I mean, I always kind of read this card one of two ways. It can be someone who's really excited to be free, right? Sometimes it can mean, okay, I'm not, and clearly this person wasn't really ready to be in a relationship, even though you had a really deep connection. But this could be either way. I think they could either be real excited to, when they think about feeling that way again, maybe you really excite them, or maybe they get excited at the idea of approaching you and you actually accepting them. But the other thing that I kind of get is that sometimes it can be, it can be that freedom of not being committed. That is something that I see. Now, the one thing that I am kind of getting from your two tiles, and I think the two tiles really play into each other, is that you got art, art, like upside down, but then you also got the little coin counting guy. And you know what? I really read these two together is that, what I'm thinking is that I think that if this person does come back to you, that it's not going to be a real elaborate show. Like the first charm was like a box of chocolates, and we were talking about chocolates and flowers. I don't think that your pile would be chocolates and flowers. I think this person, if they did come back, it would not be anything real flashy. It would be nothing artistic. Like, this person would not be serenading you with a boombox, right? But this person, I think what they want to do is they want to show you, I think while they've been apart, they've really been working on their finances. The other thing that I see is that when someone's counting their pennies, when they're counting their coins, their gold coins, is that I see a real practical person. I see someone who is ready to handle the pressures of, like, the realities of life. And I think they are gonna, I really get a strong sense when they're ready, when they're no longer feeling lost. That's the other thing that plays into this too, is that I think that they're trying to get away from that fogginess, right? And what's the opposite of being, I'm seeing a real Pisces, I'm seeing an earth water kind of parallel here. They want to get out of all of that foggy energy. They don't want to promise you dreams. They want to show you concrete results. And I think what they would do is when they do approach you, and they probably will, is that instead of doing anything real romantic or flowery, which might come across as superficial, I think they're going to come at you really practically. It's almost like they're going to approach you and say, look, I screwed up, but you know, I've been working on my money, I've paid down all my debt, I've paid off my car, I want to be, it's almost like they're going to prove to you how steady they are, how solid they are, like to show you that they're not, you know, they're not all this, you know, foggy, unreliable person. They're going to show you that they're a reliable person. And it's kind of cute because the reason I'm giggling is because I think that's so sweet, because it's different. It's not serenading you or bringing you flowers. It's like, you know, it's going, hello, I'm reliable. Trust me. I want you to be with me because you can trust me, you know, and it almost comes across a little dry, but it's very endearing. It's very endearing. You know, the other thing is that I really get a sense that they've really been focusing on that might be, you know, that might be half of the reason that you guys split up, is because, you know, I'm making the effort. The other thing is that with the I'm making the effort, I do get kind of a sense like they're trying to catch your attention, but at the same time, it's a weird paradox. They're you know, in addition to trying to get your attention, they're doing everything in their power to stay away from you. And I'm sorry, I know that sounds so crazy, but all right, guys, pile number 2. That was a really fun read, but yeah, that's what your person wants to say to you. I do think that practical is very sweet. That's cute. You know, or maybe that's the temperament of your person. Maybe they are naturally a very pragmatic kind of person. All right, so pile number 3. Am I getting this in the right order? Yes. Okay. We had the heart key. All right. And the key in Lenormand really speaks a lot about discovering, like epiphanies, like learning, education, information coming to life. So first card we got, I know I screwed things up and I honestly have no idea how to fix it. Oh, God. Oh, that's one of the best cards in this deck. There's several cards that I really like in this deck, and yeah, that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? Second card, I just wasn't ready for you. Oh gosh, guys. And seeing you reminds me of things I know deep down, and that's not always easy to deal with. Wow, that's a real deep card. So underneath, I screwed things up. We got, I wish things could be different in the reverse. I just wasn't ready for you. I know I messed up everything. Holy crap, guys. Okay, we'll get into this. The first deck, because these are both love oracle decks, there's a few cards that kind of have similar terminology. And the first deck got the 2 that meant the same thing, and you guys got the 2 that from 2 different decks. And look at how many cards. Wow. I think that's Kismet right there. Synchronicity alert. But I'm sorry. I just wasn't ready for you. I know I messed up everything. And then seeing you reminds me of things I know deep down that are, and that's not always easy to deal with, is I remember every detail of that day. Wow. Then we've got, I'm scared of losing you. And oh, you got 4 cards. Holy Toledo. Let me try to put these closer. You inspire me to be my best version. Let's enjoy some time together. And this came up in the reverse. I express myself differently to you. And I kind of read that as, I don't express myself differently to you. Or I don't express myself to you at all. Oh, and let's get your dice. Sorry, you did get 1 extra card, but you get a die. Science. I get that tile sometimes, and I do. It kind of makes me scratch my head. Could be chemistry. Oh no! Oh gosh, guys, I was about to do a little synchronicity dance because you got the 2 little band-aids, and it was the pile before you that had the band-aid on the heart. So it wasn't your pile. That's okay, but we can still read it. Definitely plays into this. All right, so to start off the read, I know I screwed things up, and I honestly have no idea how to fix it. Wow, what a foot to start off on in this read. But and underneath it we have, I wish things could be different in the reverse. And underneath it, it's, I'm scared of losing you. You know what I almost kind of get with that? I wish things could be different in the reverse. I'm getting a real I'm getting a real paralysis kind of feeling, guys. I get a feeling like this person, this something happened that was really kind of screwed up. This person knows that they messed up. They did not handle things correctly, and it definitely affected you both. The other thing is that the key really is it's like unlocking something. Sometimes it can be unlocking a secret, you know, like unlocking a box and seeing what's inside. It is quite possible that something might have gone on that you're not aware of yet. But for the most part, I do feeling, you know, with the screwing up coming up twice, I think you know. I don't think this is a news flash to you. I'm sorry, it's not funny, but, you know, I'm in awe because the first deck got 2 of the same cards and you got 2 of the same cards. But I am getting kind of a paralysis feeling. What it is that they know that they screwed things up. And I'm really getting, and it isn't that they don't wish that things could be different. I think they do wish things could be different, but I think it's, you ever make a gigantic mess, like something just blows the heck up, and you're just kind of sitting there, you know, with all the crap all around you, and you don't even know where to start, right? You don't even know where to go to get the mop and bucket to, you know, to clean this up. You don't even know where to begin, right? And I think what's happening is I wish things were different in reverse. It's almost like that paralysis. I think right now is kind of, I really get the feeling like you guys are probably at the apex. You're probably at the worst point of what the situation is. And with the key, you know, the key also can mean a solution, right? That's the other thing about this. It's all about a solution, right? I think whatever happened. I think they're just trying really hard to not make it worse. I think it's at the, for lack of a better way to say this, I think this situation is at the apex of its screwed upness. That's a thing. It's as screwed as it's going to get. Well, and I think what they're doing is they're trying to make it not to not let it get any screwier. And so what they're doing is they're holding still. It's almost like, I do think of that scene. You know how when you walk in a room and a little kid has made an unholy mess and they just kind of freeze? It's almost like they don't want to do anything else, you know, because you're going to kill them. Because I think they're just in a frozen state, and they're trying not to make it any worse, but they haven't started the damage control either. I think they don't know how to do damage control. They're trying to think of solutions to damage control right now. But right now, they're in a pretty bad spot. They know they screwed up. And I do think that you have some very, very valid grounds to really not associate to this person, because they did something pretty messed up. And when they're focusing, because the other thing is that it's a lot of thought. I'm getting a lot of thinking. But I really do think they're trying not to make it worse. So pausing. And right underneath it is, I'm scared of losing you. Yeah. So that's exactly it. You know, the bomb's already gone off. It's almost like they're afraid to start cleaning up, because if I'm getting the sense of one wrong move, right? This solution has to be really on mark. You know, this solution has to be really on point for it to work, because this is some mess. This is some mess. Now, the second line we have is, I just wasn't ready for you. So what I kind of get from that is that I don't think that this is a bad person. I don't think that whatever happened, I don't think they woke up in the morning and said, okay, let me hurt somebody. But I do think that they are subject to their own vices. And, you know, part of that not being ready for someone, maybe not being mature enough, maybe not being, you know, responsible. Their own behavior impacted other people, and it really probably made a really bad mess that probably hurt people. And I don't think they intended to do that, but they weren't ready. Maybe they were too young. Maybe they weren't, you know, again, mature enough. And right under it, we have the 2 crosses. I know I messed up everything. The other thing I kind of get is this is kind of almost like a cycle of thinking, you know? It's almost like, I know I screwed up. Okay, but I just wasn't ready. But I know I really screwed up. You know, that's kind of what I'm feeling. And they know they crossed the line. And they know that they did not do right. Now, the other thing that I see here is that maybe if they were in kind of their lower drives, or they were not behaving, appropriately, you were really the parallel to that, because you inspire me to be my best version. The other thing that I see when I see these two cards, you inspire me to be my best version, I just wasn't ready for you. I do kind of get the sense that this person might have been young and wanting to keep their options open. It's the same for men and women. It's not based on gender, but you know how when you're free and single and dating and wanting to do your own thing, and then you meet somebody who is the real deal, and this person inspires you to be a good person. They inspire you to be, you inspire this person to be the best version of themselves. Like it's almost like all those bad habits. You might not tolerate your bad habits, and they feel like they can't be with you if they're acting that way. And in order to be with you, they have to be their best self, but their best self is really good, and you inspire them to be their best self. The other thing is that I kind of get the feeling that during the course of your relationship, they were feeling good. They felt good with you. They felt like a good person with you. And then, but their restlessness or whatever they needed to get out of their system really crept up and just, blew up, right? Now, the other thing is we've got let's enjoy some time together. And you see it's almost kind of like hopping. It's like, I screwed things up. I'm scared of losing you. I'm my best person with you. I know I screwed up. Let's enjoy some time together. And then, I really get a facilitating kind of vibe. Like, I feel like this person's going back and forth in their head. They know that they weren't acting. I'd really get kind of acting a fool. They had a good thing. They had a good relationship, something that, really inspired them to be the best version of themselves, but they either refused it or wanted to continue not being their best self, and then it made a mess of everything, and that behavior runs the risk of losing you. And they want a solution. That key is them wanting a solution really bad, right? They want the solution with you. They want to figure you out. They want to figure out how to make this better. But finding a solution to this does not make up for the fact that something happened, so if somebody messed something up, and I'll be honest, it's not your job to fix something, it's not your job to fix the situation if the other person was not acting right. It is their job to step up and make that right, which might be part of this. But, it doesn't make the other person a bad person. The other thing is that if you're not in the right time of your life, if there's things that you still need to work out of your system, you do have to be honest with the other person. That's the other thing. But to continue, we've got seeing you reminds me of the things I know deep down, and that's not always easy to deal with. So, wow, guys, I'm getting like a real heavy gravity. I'm getting a gravity from this. I really do I think you had high expectations of this person. I think you saw the potential. I said the scary word. I said potential. And gosh, in the relationship scene, when you see someone's potential, good God, Lord help you. But because what happens is you stay in the relationship for that potential, and if that person isn't making the effort to really pull, to live up to that, then it causes pain, it causes heartache. But I do think the person, in their defense, this person knows, they feel the ramifications of their actions. They know they screwed things up. They knew they weren't ready. I have a feeling that they weren't ready. And, with this let's enjoy some time together, I think they were trying, I am getting a little bit of a have my cake and eat it too kind of feeling. Because honestly, this person screwed it up and wants a solution to that problem. Like, it's just like, oh, let's just pretend it didn't happen. But the other thing is, remind me of things I know deep down. If they did screw something up and you were walking the line and they weren't, yeah, it is going to make them feel a little bit guilty. It's going to make them, and I also get the feeling that this person might be avoiding you a little bit because they don't have a solution. They don't have an easy fix to this problem. And I do think that also when they see you, again, I think they want to be the better person. You make them want to be a better person. But if they're still, not ready to be that, it's hard on them. But I do think they miss you. And I do, again, I'm getting a back and forth energy. It's like, okay, I screwed up. I shouldn't talk to this person. Hey, let's hang out. No, well, when I hang out with you, you remind me of deep things that things I know deep down that I don't want to look at, I don't want to face, right? So I am getting a little bit of a younger energy from this pile with your person. But I remember every detail of that day. Um, that can be one of two things. Um, when I see this card, this is a very deep one, and it being right under seeing you reminds me of the things I know deep down. This could be the day that they drop the bomb on you. It could be the day that they did the shitty thing. Pardon my French. It could be, the day that you decided to walk away from them. Um, Also, with the I'm scared of you losing you, they could have been going back and forth a little bit with you, and maybe you had enough, and you finally did turn away from them and started going in your own direction in your life. And maybe when they saw you doing that how, I hate to say it this way, but sometimes, those little emotional kind of traumas really, it's almost like a photograph in your mind. You remember every single detail, and it's because it was embedded in your brain, right? But I really do get the sense that this might have been the day that that maybe that they broke up with you, or you broke up with them, or, maybe you saw them with someone else, or they saw you with someone else, but they remember every detail of that day. I also think that that's playing into the fact that they want to spend time with you, but it's almost like, again, being around you. They don't want to make the situation worse. They want to find a solution to this, but I do think that you had some deep feelings between you, and I do think that, I am getting a little bit especially with the solutions key, and I'm afraid of losing you, but let's spend some time together. If this person has not gotten out of their energy, if all they want to do is sweep this offense under the rug and continue being your friend, that's up to you if you are comfortable with that. But I am definitely getting a romantic relationship from this, and I don't think that this person has been on the level. And so, but this is not an advice reading. This is just messages from your person to you. But I do think that you get them. The one thing I will say is that I don't think you really put up, I think you're a kind person, but I don't think you put up with any of this crap. I think you're very giving, but the other thing is that you get them to think, right? You make them want to be a better person. You get them to realize that they're not ready. You get them realizing that they screwed up. I don't know if they do that with everyone. But, when they remembered every detail of that day, the other thing is that maybe you had a really good day together. Maybe there was this day that they think back on with really fond memories. And what that can be is, I'm not ready for you, and I remember every detail of that day. That can be a very conflicting energy too. Like, well, I feel so drawn to this person. They really feel like the right person. I feel like a better person with them. And that's what they think of when they see you, but they don't want to give up, whatever screwed up the situation, they don't want to give that up yet. Now, the last card you got is I express myself to you differently. I express myself differently to you, but it's in the reverse. And it's right underneath that I remember every detail of that day. So, you know what this tells me? With it being in the reverse, I really think they are covering up these feelings, guys. The fact that this is right underneath, it's in the reverse, I think they're really covering up. I think they're hiding what they're really feeling really hard. And I kind of read that as I don't express myself differently to you. I think they're holding their cards really close to their chest. I don't think you can read this person. Well, you know what? Actually, I do think that you can read this person, but I don't think they're getting close enough to you for you to do that. I think they're keeping on a real front. I'm kind of hearing the expression, there's a card in here that says it too. There's a card in there that says, I don't react when people mention your name or something like that. I think it's like that. They're being very stoic. They're keeping a straight face. They're not acknowledging. Here you go. Seeing you reminds me of deep things I know deep down, of things I know deep down, and that's not always easy to deal with. So I think that your name, if you run in the same social group or social circles, I think your name comes up in conversation, or maybe they see a picture of you or something. Maybe you have mutual friends on social media, and what happens is when they see your face, they remember, they have deep memories, but it stirs up all this stuff in them. You made them feel like a better person, but they don't want to think about that because they weren't ready, and I screwed it up, and I don't know how to fix it, and I don't want to deal with it. And so they don't express themselves differently. They don't show any expression at all. They keep straight faced, like, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Who's that? But that's not the case. Underneath the surface, they're very, very stirred up. They're trying not to think about it, because I don't think they have a solution yet. But they do. They want a solution. And I do think they miss you. The other thing is, this is kind of playing together. I remember every detail of that day. I do think there's happy memories in that too. And, let's enjoy some time together. It's almost like they want to try to start over. Now, with science, there's one of my tarot decks has this as a keyword. And I forget which tarot card it is. I thought it was something like the Two of Swords, which really kind of makes sense. But the science, you got science, and you got the two band-aids. The two band-aids. And you notice how, I'm not laughing because it's funny, but when you go to have blood drawn, and I'm a wimp about that stuff. They put that little cotton ball on you to staunch the bleeding, and sometimes they put two band-aids over it because it's just like, gosh, normally one band-aid would be enough, but in this circumstance you need two, right? And it's the two is probably still going to bleed through, right? I do think the way that I read that is that this person's trying to cover up, not a bullet wound, but this person's trying to cover up a pretty big gouge with two band-aids, and it's not going to be enough. I think what happened with you is a lot deeper than they want to let on. You really did stir things up with them, but again, they're not letting on. When I see science, I almost think chemistry. I think chemistry, and I'm getting kind of the other thing that I'm kind of getting when I see science is that when I think of science, science is kind of like math. You can't argue with math, right? When 1 + 1 = 2, right? When you do the and I've never been good at math. The one of the theorems, if you do one of the math equations, the answer is always the answer, right? It's not something different. It's the answer is the answer. And it's the same thing with science. If you take two chemicals and mix them together, you know what reaction to expect, right? And I feel like this is how this person wants it to be. They want to find a solution. They just want to, remember when you had that 3rd grade science project with vinegar and I think baking soda, and you know how it created that little volcano? They want to know, okay, if I mix baking soda and vinegar, that volcano is going to blow up, right? They want to know that if they walk up to you and say, oh, I'm sorry this happened, hey, hang out with me again, that it's going to work. They just want it to be, that simple. They want it to be that basic. They want it to be that kind of black and white. They don't want any gray. They don't want, they kind of just want to be able to mix two elements and have it work, right? The other thing that I'm kind of seeing with this too is that I am kind of feeling with the science that I think they are wondering whether or not you are like oil and water, whether the elements of your two personalities just don't mix, or whether or not there's some way that you could make this work. There's some formula that you could figure out to get, to find the solution. Oh gosh, guys, solution. Like a solution that you mix. They're trying to, it's like an alchemist. Why am I hearing alchemist? There's one of those cards, what is it? When I pull cards for myself all the time, yeah, I like cards. One of the Archetype cards by Myss keeps coming out, and it says Alchemist. Maybe your person likes science. I don't know. That's a little weird to me. Maybe they have a beaker in the basement. You tell me. Please comment if this resonates. But they're trying to find the right alchemy with you. And I don't think that they want to give up. They just want to fight. They want to find the solution. They want to mix the right elements in the right order to make this work. Right? But for right now, what has already occurred between you does get them in their feels. And the other thing is that scientists are real left-brained. They're very, they're like engineers. They're very logical. They don't like not to stereotype, but you know how when you meet people who are the more math and science people, you know, it's not like they're lovey-dovey and in their feelings. They like math. They like science. They like things being cut and dry, right? I feel like this is kind of how they're approaching your relationship. They want the formula to figure it out. And but one thing that I am thinking is that they're trying to stay practical about this. They are hiding their feelings. You do stir up a lot in them. The other thing is that I think you're an alchemist for them. I think, again, you bring out something in them. Something about your personality really lets them shine. But I do think that the wound that you have for one another, it's more than 2 Band-Aids. It's going to bleed through 2 Band-Aids. And they think 1 Band-Aid will cover it, and they know that it won't. And the only other thing with science and alchemy that I'm thinking about is that, oh gosh, guys. Oh, okay, here it comes. It took me a minute. Brewing, something, turning one element into another. You know how you take a few chemicals, and sometimes when you mix them or you bring them to a certain temperature, they become something else. That's what they think. That's the solution that they're looking for, guys, is that they're trying to turn this screw up. It's almost like they're trying to take the screw up and treat it like it's hydrogen peroxide and mix it with something else to make it not a screw up anymore. I'm sorry, I know that's crazy. They want to blend. They want to transition this into something else. That way they don't have to think that it's just over, that it'll just always be hydrogen peroxide and it can't ever be anything else. Or fill in whatever, chemical you like. But yeah. I do think they have optimism about it. But they do. They're going to try to merge this. They're going to try to turn this into something else, and turn it into something, the right formula, the right solution. Wow, guys, that was deep. That's crazy. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm getting a lot out of this. It's been a while. I was almost a little nervous. It had been a little while since I had done like a pick-a-pile, and I was like, oh gosh. But I don't think I sound any crazier than I normally do. Please tell me if you think more, less. Let me know. All right. Last but not least, we got the little opening heart, and this is if you missed the intro, this is the it's a heart that has a little latch on it. So it's a heart that opens and closes. It's like a locket. Yep. And you might have some secrets in that heart. What are the secrets of your heart? Maybe this person wants to know the secrets of your heart, pile number 4. Okay, so first card, it's I feel safer in the silence in the reverse. I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. Wow, guys, you know what? Right off the cuff, I think that the reason this heart has a latch on it is because this person is closed off to their feelings. They're trying to hide their feelings. You speak to me through music. I am not available. Closed off heart. I wish I had treated you better. And last line, I trust you. I'm embracing my power. And you open me up to my sensitivity. Oh God, guys. I can tell you right now, this person has a closed off heart. And you know how to open that heart, guys. Can I just say that right off the cuff? You know how to open their heart. Let me get your tile. Okay. We got daily in the reverse, like the daily paper, the daily leaves on the daily. I do this on the daily. I wish I could do this on the daily. That would be fun. And oh, and we got the letter L, and we got it in reverse. All right, let's jump into this, guys. Wow. So the first line, I feel safer in the silence, and you have that in the reverse. And you speak to me through music, and I trust you. I kind of feel with I feel safer in the silence being in reverse. I'm really getting the feeling that I don't think that you're in total non-communication with this person. I think you have this person is keeping themselves hidden, but you're not completely out of touch with them. I do think that you do see this person or you have some kind of contact with this person. Again, maybe it's through a friend circle, social circle, maybe it's through school or through work. But I do get the feeling that this person is not completely closed off, but they are pretty withdrawn. I think they're very withdrawn. The other thing that I'm getting is that I do think that they express themselves to you, but when they do, it's kind of very direct, and it's not very warm. It does. I really do get the feeling like you wonder if they care. I'm kind of hearing that. You wonder if they even care. Because their behavior is just kind of, it's not standoffish, but it's not open. It's closed, right? The closed heart. Now, you speak to me through music. I'll be honest, guys, I really think that this person probably feels a little haunted by you because the song lyrics, like they hear song lyrics and just something of it reminds, them of you. Either that, or if you're a real unique personality, maybe in your relationship in the past with this person, you had a lot of unique conversations. Maybe you talked about different things, and then all of a sudden, they're listening to a song, and a song lyric reminds you of one of the kind of funny, cool things that you talked about, and then all of a sudden, their brain is full of you. I do also think that maybe they help. The fact that a lot of people who have a kind of a closed off heart, someone who is a little bit more withdrawn, they do tend to be kind of closet artist, like where they really do. I think it's therapeutic for them to kind of, I think they can parallel their emotions with music. It is possible maybe this person is a musician. I do kind of get a feeling like they understand music, like almost like they know the notes. It's not even just the words or the beat. It's like they probably would know what music notes are being played. I know that sounds a little strange, but I do think that music speaks to you. It is quite possible that there's a melody or a theme that just is like almost like your theme song. I know that sounds weird. I don't know why I'm getting that. Like, I don't know. Maybe you used to like to hum, and it's not like a real song. It's not like a song that's anybody knows, but when they hear that melody or they think of that, they'll start humming it, and it's like, oh, that's so and so's song, right? I really do think that even if that's not the case, that they probably have songs assigned to you. Like there's a song that they just think of that all of it it sounds like you or reminds them really of you. But I do think that they work through their feelings. I get a strong sense that they work through their feelings because, again, I feel like it's a closed heart, and there's ways that they try to work through their emotions. Now, the last card you got is I trust you. And, again, I'm really feeling your charm with this pile, guys. Like the I trust you. I really get the sense like if you approached this person and started talking to them on an emotional level, like if you tried to open up their heart, that they would let you. I think they would I think I really get the sense, like, I trust you. I don't think this person trusts very easily. They don't trust lightly, but they trust you. And I think that if you went forward to them and tried to open their heart, like if you tried to get them to open up or to get them to talk, or to get them to feel, that they would trust you, that you weren't doing, that you're not doing it to manipulate them. I think they know that they know that you're not out to manipulate them or use them or hurt them. I do feel like I do get a sense that you might have had some falling outs with this person. It's not like it's all, that it's been cuddly, but I think that they know, you know them very well, and they know that. They know that you know that you know them. And if I said that right. But they trust you. So they know that if you have to talk to them about something, or if you have to approach them, or if you're trying to get them in touch with their emotions, then they know that you're taking those actions for their best interest, and you're not out to hurt them, not intentionally. That you're trying to help them. And so they do that, and that trust is very, again, I really get the feeling like this person might have been hurt or used in the past. I think they're very used to going into their shell, because they're very used to being in their shell. I really think they've probably had some hard times in love in the past. I think it makes it hard for them to open up. Now, the second line, we've got, I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. And then I'm not available. You've definitely, read, if you've read articles about, people saying that they're not emotionally available, that is usually someone who's been through some kind of emotional trauma. Maybe they've been through some crappy relationships or some user relationships. Maybe the family dynamic wasn't the healthiest. But right underneath it, I'm embracing my power. So, you know what? I really do kind of get the sense that this isn't personal. Like, if this person had to back away from you for their own health, or, become unavailable, I think it's really because they're doing kind of an evaluation. I think they're doing an overhaul on their entire life. And I think they really are stepping into their power. They're embracing their power. And this has an exclamation point. So I think they're enjoying this process. Like, I don't think they've felt very empowered in the past. Maybe they've been told how to do a lot of things, and they don't want to be told how to do things anymore. The other thing that I'm sensing is that it is quite possible that there's another relationship in this. Maybe they are still attached to either an ex, or there's something else going on that's making them not available. But they are very much, all the actions they've been taking are very intentional. But I'm getting a real strong energy. It's crazy. It's a little bit paradoxical. It's a little, but the person is very guarded, and they're very strong in their opinions. Like, what they say goes, right? If they say, I'm not available, then they're not available, right? If they say, I trust you, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be soft or they're going to spill their guts to you. It just means, okay, I trust you. I get kind of a hard outer shell with this person. And I'm embracing my power. I really do think that they're stepping into their power. And I don't think they've had a lot of authority in relationships prior to this. And again, that could be a family dynamic. It could be it can also be a paradigm, can be kind of a paradigm shift. It can be learned behaviors. But I feel damaged, like I just can't do this, and I'm not available. I really get a strong sense this person's pulling into themselves hard. It's like a turtle in their shell. They're just pulling right into themselves. They're guarding themselves. I think what it is that, like they said, I'm embracing my power. I think when they say that too, it's like they're forcefully protecting themselves. They're setting boundaries. And they're guarding themselves they're guarding themselves hard. And I don't know if this is due to, they want to call the shots. They want to make the decisions. The other thing is that I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. I think they're also afraid of maybe they don't, I really get a sense like they trust you, I think they want to make it clear that they're not withdrawing because of anything that you did to them, but I'm almost getting a sense like they don't want to douse you with their drama. They don't want to pull you into their damage, and they have more damage to work out. And they're starting to, like, they're starting to step into their power, but until they've fully worked through all of this, and it seems like quite a lot of emotional and psychological kind of damage here, it's better for them to be not available, because they don't want to drag you into it. They don't want you to get hurt from it. And they want to let you know that I trust you. It's not that I don't trust you. It's kind of what I'm hearing. So I don't think it's the way that you treated this person. The other thing is, I feel safer in the silence. I think they open up to you, but they may not open up to other people. You may not know that. You may not know that either. But now the last, maybe you really thought that this person was closed off with everyone, but I'm kind of hearing that you came closer than anyone else. I think you got closer to this person. What is it that Shrek says? People are like onions. They have layers. I think you got several layers down. I think you got close to the core. But I think this person also hides a lot because they don't want to be vulnerable. I think they're afraid to be vulnerable. I do think that maybe being vulnerable in the past didn't serve them and maybe got them hurt or manipulated or used, But the last column we've got, I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. Oh, see, clearly I didn't read that ahead of time. I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. So again, you might see the journey that this person's on. You might know where they're headed, but they have to get there in their own time and in their own way. You can't rush it. And honestly, I don't think that you can help them with it. I think they trust you. They know that they can turn to you if they really need help. But this is kind of, I really get a therapy vibe. I think this is something that they have to work through on their own. And again, I don't think they are becoming unavailable because they want to hurt you or that they don't want a relationship with you. I think they do. I think they're real tempted to be in a relationship with you, but they just don't feel ready. They feel like they've just got too much crap, from their past that they have to kind of sort through. Quite possibly it might be affecting their current behavior too. But underneath it is, I wish I had treated you better. Gosh, guys. I do think that maybe there might be a little bit of conditioning here. Sometimes when you're raised to believe that you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that, and again, this could be, male, female, you sign the gender makes no difference. You assign it, person A, person B. But, I do think that sometimes both men and women, you can be raised to say, okay, well, if you grew up seeing that this is what it means to be, the man, or this is what it means to be a dynamic woman, you have to, sometimes, it results in some pretty bad behavior. And I do think that this person probably didn't treat you the nicest, but I do think it's because of their damage. It's because of their demons. And it's not justifying it. If you got hurt getting close to this person, that's the other thing, is that I do see this kind of energy being that kind of like it's those persons who suffer in silence because they feel like they can't let anybody get close to them. It's like, okay, they have all this emotional crap, and even if they did fall in love with a good person, if that person got too close to them, then they would be dumping that crap on that person, right? They'd be hurting somebody. Almost like you would be hurting by extension those around you. But I do think that they probably did not treat you the best because they were going through cycles of their own, dealing with what they were dealing with. And I'm getting a sense of almost regret. But you open me up to my sensitivity. Again, I think I trust you, and you open me up to my sensitivity. I think that you really did. I think you know how to open this person's heart. I think you give them a safe place to be vulnerable. And I think they definitely appreciate that. I don't think they get that with very many people. And I think it lets them come out of their shell and feel safe. But I do think that they get to about 2 steps out of that shell and then they start panicking and getting freaked out again, and then they pull back in. And then I feel damaged, like I can't do this, right? Now, your 2 dice, you got daily in the reverse, and you got L, the letter L in the reverse. So first off, when I see the letter L in the upright, I think of the L word. You know how they talk about the L word, love, Love. And you've got love upside down, right? Upside down love. Or you got upside down L word. And then you got daily, upside down. So I do think that this person, I get the sense that this person takes it day by day. I think they have good days and they have bad days. I do think they think about you daily. I think they think about you through music. I do think they have some regrets for how they treated you. The L word, or L being upside down, I do think they have. I really do get the feeling like they feel like they screw up love relationships, like they're just... I do get a little bit of self-doubt with this pile, like they feel like they can't have love, like that's just not an option. The other thing that I kind of get with this is that maybe they don't want to admit to themselves that they're in love. Like they don't want to, I think they almost get a little emotionally panicky the moment that something gets that deep, right? The moment it gets close to being, the L word, oh God, the other thing that I'm kind of getting here is that if you were really close to this person, it might have taken them a little while for them to say, I love you, or that might have been a really big hurdle for them. Like it would have been a real milestone, because that is difficult for them, because love, I really do get the feeling like love has knocked them around, has messed them around a little bit. But I do think that daily upside down is that, I do think that the other thing is that I do kind of get a daily grind from this, like, just kind of like, I think they take it one day at a time. Excuse me. They take it one day at a time, but, but I do think it's hard for them. It's hard for them to actually say the word, love, or admit that to themselves, to put the label. The other thing is that this kind of looks like a sticker, right? So, the L upside down, I think that they don't allow themselves to label it as love. It could be true, really passionate love, and they don't like labels, right? They won't put that label on it because they can't, and I don't mean it in a mean way, not to say they can't handle it, but they feel damaged, like they can't do this, right? It's too much. It's too heavy, right? But I do think that this is a good person, and I do think that they should practice opening themselves up slowly, almost like a desensitizing kind of exercise, because I do think that this is a very sensitive person, and I do think that they've experienced a lot of pain. But all right, guys, so wow, oh gosh, that was a deep read. I'm really glad that we did this. It feels good to do a pick a pile. We had not done one in a while. And you got to see all of my cards. This is, these are the cards you don't see half the time. But I hope you enjoyed. If you like the content of my channel, I would be very honored if you would like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for any other themes that you would want me to do a pick-a-pile for, please leave it in the comments below. I hope you get a chance to check out the weekly energy card reading that was posted this morning. And I hope to catch you in the next video. See you later. Bye.